heart of the Emerald Coast area of Florida's Panhandle lies Destin Beach. This is a beautiful little island that only makes up 8.2 square miles, and its population is a little over 14,000 people. But when it comes to visitors, this place hosts them all. At 4.5 million visitors per year, it's hard to believe that this little area can hold that many people. But you can see why. Beautiful beaches, gorgeous emerald colored water. It just takes your breath away. From jet ski riding to boats to swimming and snorkeling and fishing, of course, there's nothing quite like Destin Beach, Florida. And in the heart of Destin Beach lies Crab Island, a small anchor-up spot where all the boaters, both local and tourists, spend a day together hanging out in the sun. So we set out today to roll down the coast and check out Destin. It was about a 2-hour drive from our home in Alabama, but as you can see by the video as it goes along, it was well worth the commute. Come with us now as we take you to Crab Island and show you Destin Bay. As we rolled away to the east from our launch point in Okaloosa Bay, a great ramp, by the way, just as you get on the island, we were checking out all the different watercolors just on this stretch. The water changes colors many times, probably due to the beautiful white sand and also the turtle grass up underneath us. Talk about turtle grass, you got to look out for that stuff. Along the way, I ran over a whole bunch of rough, cut up turtle glass clippings. Immediately, I sucked them up in my intake. Took me a minute to clean them out. It's good to know that the intake also works as a food processor because it didn't take long to chop up the bits of seaweed and get them out of there, which was a good thing because my fingers wouldn't fit in between. Oh, there I went right there. That's when we sucked it up. Good thing we can edit. After digging out the summer veggies from my intake, we continued along our way. Not a good start, but then again, I never get discouraged very easily. Besides, we've got a venture ahead. You can almost see the bay now, and the water again changes color. I kind of obsess on that. I don't know why. Probably because it's so visually pleasing. But we all have our thing. I guess mine's watercolors. Just to give you guys a little context, we decided to cut across the edge of Crab Island and head out into Destin Bay for a quick run to have some just regular old ski fun. It was rough, it was choppy, and we kind of got our butts kicked, but it was fun. So after about a 30-mile round trip, we were heading back to Destin and back to Crab Island, kind of with our tails between our legs. It was a good time, but we were getting a little bit sore from the beating. There is a lot of boat traffic out there. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So there wasn't much usable footage, and we're not going to show you it. But if you're wondering why we're approaching Crab Island, coming out of the bay instead of coming down the coast, that's why. Situation explained, move on. As you cross over the varying colors of the shallows that lay along Destin Harbor, you can't help but imagine, how can this color get any more beautiful? But then suddenly you reach the edge of the shallows and you start to touch on slightly deeper water. Like a magic line, the watercolor changes from aqua to a deep green and then onto lighter green colors. It's really incredible to see, and you can't describe it. But one thing's for certain, when you arrive at Crab Island, you'll know it. All of a sudden, that crystal clear water and the shocking white sand underneath stands out like a 3D poster. I really did find it amazing, and so did Tina, as we pulled up to this place and saw this magical oasis with anchored boats, street hawkers selling t-shirts, candy, and ice cream. But most of all, just a bunch of good people having fun in the sun. We decided to fall in behind the local vendors and let them show us a track through for best results. These guys always know how to run it down the center, and they can always see a new mark floating around. So we figured, what the hell, we'll just follow him and see how far into the crowd he rolls. All of a sudden, we found a sweet spot. Yep, this was the spot we were looking for. And why not? A perfect little view of the bay, great place to drop an anchor, maybe 3 feet deep. It doesn't get much better than this, so it's time to drop the hook, have a cold one, and a quick sandwich. Maybe even chat with some of the locals. At this point, Tina might have been a little bummed out that she didn't bring her inflatable unicorn to ride on out here. I mean, what a great place to just sit, hang out, and float. Even our skis couldn't help but look around as they bumped into each other. So like two little kids, we had to separate them. Sometimes they misbehave. Hey, they're new after all. And what can you do about it? Youth has its privileges, but so does being mom and dad. Yep, that's Tina, Party Central. And boy, does she love that. Well, this is a great place, and a great place to hang out for me and a bun. And as soon as I can figure out how to untie this anchor for the first time we've ever used it, I'll be much better off. Of course, being the genius that I am, I try to dive down and set the anchor with a life jacket on. I tell you what, I'm probably the dumbest smart guy you'll ever meet. At this point, I can pretty well guess what you're thinking. Did that idiot leave his camera rolling? Yeah, we did. They just rolled and rolled and rolled while Tina went diving down to the bottom, oh so gracefully. You know, this girl's too much fun, and we have too much fun together. This jet life is a jet life for me, that's for sure. After a nice long soak and a splash and a cooling off period, we were starting to roast. So it was time to get back on the skis and head on over to Destin Harbor. It was hard to leave Crab Island, but we knew we'll be back very soon. Like probably about a half an hour or so. A quick tip that we learned right out of the gate was when you're cutting across the traffic under the Destin Bridge, you gotta have your head on a swivel. Again, you've got boats of every type and a lot of rental boats, which means most of these guys are a first day captain. Really scary at times, especially to be on a ski. But just keep your head up and look around and you'll pretty much figure it out. It should be noted that at this point we had no idea that this little zone we were running through was for wake mode only. So we got away with it the first time, and that's all that counts. Note to self, clean off the lens of your GoPro camera. If I had, you'd see the beautiful Grand Destin Hotel. It's a very pretty place indeed. And the view from those rooms must be fantastic. It's a busy harbor, but a really pretty one too. Great watercolors, that white sand, and the beautiful rocks piled up next to it. Of course, over to my left is the jet ski and boat rental places. I can't believe they've got any inventory left. It seems like everything that they would have would be out there. But these guys are loaded for bear for the tourist season, and good on them. That's how you keep an economy alive. And that's how you get new people to enjoy the water any way they can. Right in front of the beautiful Destin Harbor, just across the bay, there's this small secluded beach where people pull up, park, and hang out. It's a real sweet little spot with a great view. And as Jesse Smollett would say, this is MAGA country. I mean, I have never seen so many Trump flags, Trump banners, and big American flags with "Don't Tread on Me" markers. Whatever you think of the guy, he certainly does leave a mark. No pun intended. Sometimes you just have to flip a Yui and check out your beautiful bride. And I can't ever resist it. It had been too long since I looked at her smiling face. At least 5-10 minutes. That's way too long for me.
Stopping you.
After a full and fun-filled day out in the sun, we're starting to feel burned out and burned up. So it's time to head back to Okaloosa for the boat ramp and head on back to Alabama and home. It's been a beautiful day out here in Destin, and we won't soon forget it. Obviously, we weren't the only ones to enjoy it. When you look around here, it is boat central. And why not? To have a day on this beautiful water on the Emerald Coast, you'd never want to miss it. On behalf of the Felony Fliers PWC team, as well as the Jet Report, thanks for being with us and thanks for riding along. When you get a chance, pull your wave runner, your boat, or even just yourself down to Destin Beach for a fun-filled day in the sun. I guarantee you won't regret it. Bye for now.